Muffet says, I haven't been in a video in a while, Mom. Come on. And then I say, I haven't made a video in a while, Muffins. Come on. You need a bath. Aw, I love my stinky pug. Hello, healers and health seekers. It's me, Eat Choda, and this is Muffins. I've been healing with medical medium information for 3 years and 4 months now. Pretty cool. And what I'm healing from is listed in the description box below. It's a whole big page of stuff, so I don't need to go through it. And my healing journey is in there too. If you haven't met me and you want to know what this channel is about and you want to get into it, all the information is down there in the description box below. For those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, hi! I haven't been here in a little bit. I have not made a video in a really long time. And so, yeah, we're still here in the RV, and I haven't been here in a while because somehow everybody's schedules kind of synced up, and we're all getting up at the same time and going to sleep around the same time, and so there's no time during the day when I just have a time and space alone when I can just make a video. So while the air conditioning was running the whole time, it was really loud, so I couldn't go make a video in the back room. Now the air conditioner's off, and I thought, oh great, I'll be able to start making videos back there again. But then my husband, he can work from home like 2 to 3 days a week, and he does. And it's just like he's always in the space, and I cannot find a time where I can do it. I don't know. While we've been in the RV, I've been doing videos when I get up in the morning. I get up in the morning, and before everybody else is awake, I make a video. However, everybody else is awake at the same time as me now, so everybody's in the space, and I can't even sneak to the back because it's just not feasible. So I haven't been able to make a video in a very long time. What has happened in the time since I last make a video? I don't know how long it's been, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So usually I do like a What's Up Wednesday when I talk about what's going on in my healing journey, what's going on with me. Muffins is cleaning something or something in the background. Sorry about her snorkel noises. Okay, so what's been going on? I don't know. I'm just going to tell you some stories about what's been happening in my life lately. So this is another What's Up Wednesday filmed on Saturday. Who knows when I'll post it. We'll see. In case you're wondering, no house yet. Still in the RV. Tomorrow we're going to look at a couple houses. I don't know. I did a video about house hunting with multiple chemical sensitivity. Here's the funny thing. My memory has been bad lately. Like bad. I'm having some neurological symptoms coming up, which is like terrible, terrible memory. Like my memory's just what memory. And I kept thinking about like, man, I really want to do that video about house hunting with multiple chemical sensitivity. And then somebody left a comment on a post I had made. The post about the video that I already made called House Hunting with Multiple Chemical Sensitivity. And I was like, what? I made that video? I didn't remember that I made that video. So that's how bad my memory has been lately. Just as an example. There are many though, like I can't keep track of what houses we've seen and what questions I've already asked the realtor and things like that. So still exploring all of the housing possibilities for somebody with multiple chemical sensitivity, which are very low. I thought there was this house, like we had this house that we thought was kind of like the backup house. It wasn't perfect or, you know, like, but it was okay. And we thought, well, maybe we could do this one, you know, since none of these other ones are working out. And we have, like, we've looked into rentals. It's just nothing is coming up for us so far. Nothing has come up that has worked. And so we went back to that one to look at it again. And this time, now I had been able to go into it before, but before the air conditioner was running. This time it's been sitting because now it's gotten a little bit cold, it's fall, without the air conditioner running, and the house got really musty, like really musty. Like, I don't know how you would fix that musty, even with airing it out. So it turned out to not be our house. They had all their stuff marked for a tag sale because they're going to do like a garage sale, yard sale or something of like all the items that are left over from the estate. So I was looking around at everything they had tagged and I found this angel. I don't know if you can see her, if it'll focus. Yeah, it does. Look at her. She has fruit all over her. And look at this gold detail on her wings. It's like this quilling. And she's this little gold, and she's heavy too. She's also a bell. I don't know what, she doesn't make a great, it's not like a really great bell sound. She's better as an ornament, but isn't she incredible? Do you see all that detailing of all that fruit? She's amazing. She's so beautiful. Anyway, I found her and I had to have her. When I saw her, I've never seen anything like this ornament. And because a lot of the stuff was from, I mean, this couple had been together 56 years and it was their life of stuff. And the wife obviously collected angels. And so there were all these little angel figurines when we had gone to see the house before. And there was all these angel figurines left from after, you know, the kids had come and got what they wanted and they were just selling off stuff. And so there was like a bunch of garden figures and stuff like that. And some of them I really liked. So I'm gonna go back when they do their sale and get them. Anyway, that was just like a really cool gift that that property gave us. Not a house, but cool angels. So if you've been praying for us, keep praying for us because we're still looking for a house and we'll just keep looking. And we keep looking at every option that presents itself to see if it's feasible or if it'll work. And I mean, we're open to rentals. So we're trying to, if we do a rental, we really want it to be short term. And we've been having a difficult time finding short term rental housing that would fit our needs because a lot of them are like, well, it's available on this date, but you can't go and see it until that date because we can't show it while there's tenants in it, which I totally get. And at the same time, it's like, well, we can't sign a lease until we've been inside the property to see if it'll work. And so I don't know, maybe it'll come down to that. Maybe there's, but a lot of people will be like, oh, and see a model unit and be like, okay, but we can't really do that because of my chemical sensitivity. I don't know what, if I'm going to be able to be in it. Makes it tricky. Yeah, that's been tough. We have a lot of almost and near misses and stuff like that. So you can see my skin, all my skin looks terrible. It has this whole time. It just looks bad. It's just staying bad. And it's staying bad because my adrenals are running so much and I keep getting adrenalized, and then that is so not good for anything because it feeds the viruses, feeds the pathogens, makes things worse. So my skin has just been like this, just like this, just not good. And I really am doing my best to do everything I can to support my adrenals. I'm eating adrenal snacks. I'm just trying to keep myself supported. I'm doing a lot of resting. I'm doing some lymphatic massage and trying to drink my red clover tea and all that stuff to clear out my lymph. But it just is what it is right now. Like, the great news is I'm still noticing forward movement in my healing, which is great. So even though some things will flare and some things will get worse, like I'm noticing improvements in my strep symptoms, like the stuffiness and urinary stuff. I'm noticing improvements there. And the plantar fasciitis is almost gone. It did go away, but then sometimes just like a tiny bit, it'll sort of peak, but not hurt, but just be annoying. What else? Don't remember what even were my symptoms before. I remember I told you my memory is terrible. Okay, well that's worse. Like, that's my neurological fatigue is like, are you kidding me? So I've had some brain fog and I am taking celery forest, but this past week I ran out of celery forest because the bottles are too small. So I take a lot of celery forest, and I have 2 other family members who I have them on celery forest as well, but the bottles are little. Like, I personally, all by myself, take a bottle of celery force a week, easily. So we go through a lot of celery force, and that has been tricky. Now remember, celery force is the supplement by Vimergy that increases the benefits of the celery juice. It does not replace it. It is not made from celery powder. It is meant to enhance celery juice, not eliminate it. And Medical Medium had done that live, talking about how it's helping his brain fog, and I know that things are kind of amping up right now. So I know, personally in my own personal life, but like in the world too, but like in my own personal life, everything, like I'm so adrenalized that like I need all that extra support. So I'm taking the celery forest. I'm like, you guys please gotta make bigger bottles. So I've written to Firmergy and I've asked them please to make larger bottles. And I'm like, please make bottles the size of the bottles of lysine. Just use the same container and then fill it with celery force. That's what I need. And then I'll buy those in bulk. Anyway, so the brain fog and the memory loss have been impeding things a bit and making me just feel a little bit loopy and like I'm not clear and I don't know what I want to say and stuff like that. I'm getting my words out, not so easy. And you would think with all this time that I'm not making videos, I'm not doing any editing, that I have all this free time and I could probably get a bunch of stuff done, but that is not the case because sometimes I get, I don't know, I'm kind of like, I'm still functional enough to get food made, but sometimes it's only basic and it just depends. My emotional state from like minute to minute and hour to hour and day to day is so unpredictable because I can wake up feeling good and then something will happen or not happen and then I'll just not be okay. And again, it's because I'm so adrenalized, like there's inflammation in my body, it's causing like neurological stuff. It's just, so I'm kind of all over the place emotionally. Or some days for no reason, seemingly, I will just wake up deeply sad. And then I will sort of be non-functional for that day because it's like my feelings are so deep and so big now all the time that they can adrenalize me. So it's just, it's day to day. It's day to day. And I know that this is all going to pass and I know that it's all going to settle down. And once we have actually found a house and like start getting into it and stuff like that, like hopefully things will just settle down and I can go back to like a proper routine and detox baths and really supporting my lymphatic system with doing rebounding and skin brushing and the gua sha and all that stuff. Like, I mean, I do gua sha in here. I'm just not consistent about it. The only thing I'm consistent about is that I continue to eat this medical medium way. And as much as I can remember, I try to ground myself. I try to breathe and then just be like, okay, it's just this breath. It's just this breath. And like take a deep breath and be grounded in my body and stay in my body. Because the more I can stay in my body, the better I can sort of handle all of the stress of what's going on right now. In case you're just tuning in and this is somehow your first video or like your first couple of videos and you don't really know my background story, as we've been in this RV since April. It is now October. We didn't expect to be in this RV more than like 2 or 3 months, and this has been very stressful and a big surprise, and we didn't know it was going to take us this long to find a house. And so we're living in here and the cold weather is coming, and even the RV park we're in is rather stressful because it's in like a really industrial area with planes flying overhead constantly and a train trestle and not a lot of nature around us. A little bit, but not a lot. And so it's just hard to feel settled or grounded or anything like safe in here. I don't mean safe in a, like, we're not, the RV park itself is safe, but I mean like safe in my body, like just like, I just always feel kind of on the edge of being triggered, which I kind of am because I'm so adrenalized lately. So I'm really trying to breathe a lot and rest a lot and stay grounded in my body as much as possible. And because I'm not able to do my normal routine stuff, and yeah, and that's hard on me. But I do still notice some healing things, and I totally wanted to highlight more of them in this video because I definitely have had moments where I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Even through all this adrenaline and all this stuff, I'm like still noticing things improving and things healing. And I, for the life of me, thank you to my memory right now, am blanking out on what they are. So you'll just have to take my word for it, and then hopefully next time I'll remember the heck I'm talking about. In the meanwhile, you can just watch me be, have neurological flaring issues. Yeah, what memory? What's my name? Who am I? But it comes and goes, and sometimes it's better and sometimes it's worse. And you know how like you just really notice it when it's worse. So, oh, here's another fun thing that happened. This was not a thing that I found like overly stressful or adrenalizing, but it was just one of those like, haha, life with chemical sensitivity. So we have a combo washer dryer unit in the RV, and it's small and it does really tiny loads of laundry, and it takes freaking forever to do a load of laundry, but that's fine. It's like, it's not a big deal, and it works. And it's great because our clothes don't have to come in contact with like laundromat stuff where there's a bunch of toxic dryer sheet chemicals and other petrochemicals that totally cause reactions for me. So it's just yet another piece of this RV that keeps us in a safe space. And that's what I'm grateful for about this RV is here I'm safe. Here I'm not reacting to something. I'm not getting exposed, other than all the airplanes flying overhead, dropping whatever they're dropping. And, you know, and just being in an industrial area, extra toxins exist. But I'm not getting exposed to like a bunch of unnecessary other chemicals that I can control exposure to. So our washer and dryer stopped working. Well, it didn't stop working. I'm sorry. It started leaking, which that's an issue because mold in an RV, like mold in RVs are, it is so easy to get mold in an RV, like so crazy easy. You have to be ridiculously diligent to keep mold out of an RV. We are in a humid climate. It's not easy. Running the air conditioner helps, and running the heaters in the winter helps, but you also then get condensation from the difference in temperatures between inside and outside, and that can cause issues, and it's a whole thing. So the washer started leaking at the hot water input, and it needs like a special key to turn off the water to it. So my husband sort of rigged something because he couldn't fully turn off the water because we don't have the key. We had to call the company. They're sending a key. Actually, they sent it. It's here now, but for the past 2 weeks, it hasn't been here. So he couldn't do anything with the washer. And the other thing about that is the washer is crazy heavy because, like other washer and dryers, it has cement in it to keep it weighted when it's running, and then there's like all the jiggling and stuff. And all the jiggling of like an RV moving around is probably what has caused the leak. Hopefully, it might just be fixable by either A, replacing the hose, or B, putting like some plumber's tape around it, resealing it on, and then that might be enough. We'll see. But we can't figure any of that out until we turn off the water. So in the meanwhile, we had to find an alternative way to wash our clothes, and that is always so tricky. First, we thought, okay, I asked my brother, who lives with my mom and takes care of her, what do they use for laundry soap? Because I thought maybe that's the safest option. And he's like, oh, well, we only use like, what do you say? I think they use Fel's Naphtha and borax and vinegar and baking soda, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, cool. I can probably be okay there. So my husband, who can, thank goodness, work from home some days, on one of his work from home days, went and worked at their house, took the laundry, did the laundry at their house, brought it back. I couldn't be around it because my mom uses a soap that's this Nag Champa soap. It's like this incensey smell, and it's really strong. It's not the soap itself, it's the fact that it was stored in the same room where the washer and dryer is, so the whole room was kind of infiltrated with that smell. So while my husband's washing the clothes that are sitting in the laundry basket got infiltrated with that smell, and I couldn't use any of the clothes that had been washed there. So then we try option 2. My other brother, we're like, okay, what do you use? He's like, well, it was some petrochemical soap, but he said it's unscented. And I'm like, well, we don't have a lot of options. I guess we'll try this one. We tried his house, and it's not unscented. Has anyone noticed that these days, if you have chemical sensitivity, if you have anything where you're sensitive to petrochemicals or scents or stuff like that, have you noticed how many products say unscented and then aren't? I remember a time not too long ago, like even 5 years ago, when if its product said it was unscented, it actually was unscented, and now they still have a scent, but they can call themselves unscented because they don't add extra or something. I don't know what. They're not unscented, and now even like, I've noticed even like garbage bags or even the Ziploc bags or sandwich bags, gallon freezer bags, all of those things, any kind of plastic bag, I noticed that if it specifically says unscented on the package, it means that it is absolutely not unscented. The only way you can get a product like that that is unscented is to find like the cheapest, most generic one possible, and then it won't be scented. Then it won't have scent added to it. They are even adding scent to produce bags now. If we buy, there's certain stores that if we go to, Schnucks, I'm talking to you. If we go to Schnucks, which is a store here, it's a conventional grocery store, but they are starting to carry some organics. And if we're desperate and we can't get to Whole Foods or whatever, sometimes we'll buy celery at Schnucks. Now, this is what Whole Foods celery looks like. This is how they package their celery, okay? This rubber band is on here only to denote that this is organic because it says organic on it, but they have to put something on it. They don't do stickers, so this is what they do. This is how they show you that they have organic produce. There's another store in the area called Fresh Time, and they like wrap a sort of like a kind of shiny twist tie around their celery to denote that it's organic. Pet. I love the celery. Whole Foods has the best celery, at least in this area. They get the good stuff. I don't know how that works out, but they are the only ones that get the good stuff. Okay, so Fresh Time. And then Fresh Time's hit or miss. This last time they did not have good celery. I couldn't even drink it. It tasted like petrochemicals. It tasted like somebody dipped it in engine oil. And I don't know if that happens like maybe because the kind of truck that they transport it on, or like the kind of packaging, the boxes that it comes in, and it gets exposed to all the diesel exhaust, or I don't know, maybe it's grown by the side of the road. I don't know why sometimes celery tastes like fully like petrochemicals, fully like engine oil, but sometimes it does. And if you're like, how do you know how engine oil tastes? I'm just going on how it smells. Taste and smell are closely related. It tastes like engine exhaust smells. It's a horrible taste. Couldn't drink it. Anyway, I digress. Schnucks sells their celery. I don't have any example to show you, but in individual plastic bags. Drives me crazy because why? Why do you need that much plastic packaging? Whole Foods uses a freaking rubber band. I find that to be excessive, but I understand it. Okay? One rubber band. They use a whole plastic bag the size of the celery, and those bags are scented. Do you know that the scents, the perfume scents, those perfumey scents are the exact same chemicals that they put in pesticides, fungicides, and herbicides? Those are all the same chemicals. So if you're smelling a perfume scented bag, it's pesticides on there. It's fungicides, it's herbicide, it's one of the sides. And anything that ends inside is a toxic poison. You don't want it in your... I buy organic for a reason. I don't buy organic so that I can open it up and then have somebody take the organic thing and put it in a bag that's laced with pesticides. Or perfumes. Why does a produce bag need to be scented ever? Why? It's insanity. It makes me mad. You see, I'm ragey about it. It makes me so angry. I can't believe, like, I'm just appalled that they would do this, but they do this. And grocery bags too, like those plastic grocery bags. I mean, we don't use them, but every now and again we'll come across one, and they are scented. They're scenting everything now. All the, like, the plastic handled grocery bags. I mean, thank goodness we use our reusable bags, and we have reusable produce bags too, but now, not all of them are scented, not every single produce bag or anything like that, but there are places that are scenting their freaking produce bags. Even the ones for organic produce, and it's rage-inducing. Just rage-inducing. Why? First of all, you don't ever need an individual bag for celery. That's just stupid. Celery what is it gonna do? Fall apart? No, it's freaking celery. I understand the rubber band. They gotta mark stuff so you know it's organic, and because Whole Foods sells organic and conventional, they have to delineate them in some way. And because there's more conventional than there is organic, it only makes sense to label the organic. I get it, okay? I'm not trying to whatever, but there's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a better way. I mean, the rubber band, honestly, of all of them is the best, but I know the better way. Stop selling conventional produce, Whole Foods. Who needs it? Just sell organic, and then you don't have that problem. Like, Natural Grocers I wish there was a natural grocers here. There isn't, but in the places I've lived where there have been natural grocers, that grocery store only sells organic, so you don't have to worry. Everything's organic. You don't have to worry about it being labeled ever because it's all organic. That's all they sell. And they work with the farmers in the areas and get as much locally sourced produce as they possibly can. So I love natural grocers, and I hope they open one up here, and I will write to them and tell them that because I really do hope they open one up here. It's a really good store. And Whole Foods could use the competition because honestly, they don't have any. Fresh Time's not competition for Whole Foods. Whole Foods just, they have everything. Okay, this is going way too far off topic anyway. So, just, what was I even talking about? That's not even what I was talking about, the celery. How did I get on that topic? I'm talking about, you see my memory. I don't even know what I was talking about, you guys. What was it? I wish I could hear you telling me. Choda, you were talking about this, because maybe somebody's paying better attention than I am. I was talking about laundry. Okay. I was talking about laundry. So, back to the... Anyway. Okay. So, my brother, my second brother, my youngest brother, he and his girlfriend use what is said to be unscented detergent. It's not unscented. So, when the clothes came back from their washing machine, my husband did laundry. He came back. I couldn't, like, all the clothes... I was like, these clothes have to be washed again. Third time's a charm, and I was like, well, what are we gonna do? Because that only leaves one washer dryer that we have access to easily, which is my husband's parents. Now, if you've been paying attention in my previous videos, if you've watched previous videos, you will know I cannot enter my husband's parents' house because they are better living through chemistry people. Like, they are all about the chemicals. They use chemicals in every room of their house. They use tons of them. Everything is like the conventional standard cleaning products, and I mean, I don't even know what half of this stuff is. There's so much of it. So all of their laundry, I'm like, there's no way we could possibly get our clothes safely clean in their washer and dryer. Now, his mom has previously said, she has offered, like, they're trying, she has offered to stop wearing perfume, and we're like, that would be great. And it's not like, I'm still not going to be able to go in the house. My husband has explained to her, she still can't come in your house because it's decades and decades and decades of this chemical use and perfumes and carpet cleaners and cleaning products and all this stuff that has now soaked into the walls. It has soaked into the floors, and she would still get totally sick just being in your house. Don't you remember how sick she used to get when she stayed here? So it was a wonderful offer, but she also said, well, I will also use your laundry detergent. I won't use that stuff anymore. And she had made that offer, and we were like, well, I mean, maybe we can try, like, run a big load of, like, vinegar to try to, like, clean out their washer. And I don't know what we could do about the dryer, but anyway, so he was going to do that. So he did one load of laundry. You'll never believe what happened. Her washer started leaking. And then it turned out that, like, she needed to get it replaced. Like, it was a whole thing, right? So she needed to get the washer. She replaced the washer and dryer. Brand new washer and dryer now. We have to go over there and wash our clothes in. Well, for my husband to go over there and wash the clothes while he's working from their house. Brand new washer and dryer. Totally unused. Never had a petrochemical in it other than whatever they probably used to coat the inside of it at the beginning, which gets taken away with the vinegar rinse. It was amazing. And plus, she has said that she'll use so we took the BioClean over there, because that's what we use is BioClean. We took the BioClean over there and the vinegar, and now we have a safe place to do our laundry. But isn't that interesting how that worked out? That was really cool. It worked out really well. And I mean, they got a new washer and dryer, and now we have a safe place to do our laundry. And the least likely of the three places of family that we have here, the least likely one that we would have thought, nope, there's no way, because if I'm getting sick from the unscented detergent, which is not unscented, and I'm getting sick from scented soap that my mom uses, that's not even, like, it's just in the room, because I think she bought like a case of it, and it's stored in the laundry room, and everything is just really strong smelling. It's really strong. So even though they use safe products, like, everything smells like that. didn't think that I would be able to go into the chemical house or have my clothes go into the chemical house and get the clean stuff back. But oh my gosh. So I feel really honored by that and really supported by that, because even though I can't go into their home, so I haven't seen them and I'm, stuff like that, they're willing to, make these changes in their lives of stuff they've been using like their whole lives, and they're in their 70s and 80s. They've been using this stuff like forever. Well, they've been using it since the 50s when it all started coming out. And they're willing to make this change to support us, which is awesome. They've also said, you can stay in our house, and we're like, no, we can't, but but it's nice that they've offered. You know what I mean? Like, it's so sweet that they've offered. So that happened this week, and while you would think that was really stressful and adrenalizing, it was more just like, okay, this thing happened, and we'll just figure it out. The more stressful and adrenalizing thing is winter is coming, and it's going to get cold, and it's already starting to get cold because it's fall, so sometimes the nights are kind of cold, and because of my chemical sensitivity, the RV cannot use propane. We don't use propane in our RV. Most RVs, especially this age of RV, ours is from the year 2000, and most RVs this age, now newer ones, they make all electric, so you don't have to worry about that, and so the electrical is set up for it, but this is an older one, and it's set up to switch from propane to electric, and it's never set up to do like electric furnace or anything like that. And you can get one and switch it out, and that's a whole thing, but it's like a couple $1,000s. So if it has to happen, it has to happen, and my husband has called RV repair guys to try to figure out what it would take. But in the meanwhile, just trying to figure out how to heat this place and get it insulated so that we won't freeze if it gets cold, because we just don't have other options. Okay, so that's like a way too long brief history about like what's been going on with me lately, just as far as the update on like where we are as far as finding a house. And hopefully the next video I manage to do, whenever that might be, turn your notifications on, subscribe and turn your notifications on, because who knows when I'll upload a video again. So just keep those notifications on so you'll know if it happens, because I don't know. This is a fluke that I have this time right now, because my husband and my son have gone out to see some friends of theirs. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the first time I've been alone in the RV and had the time and space to make a video. So this is not a normal occurrence, and it doesn't usually happen. Usually on Saturdays we'd be out looking for houses, but this is kind of an opportunity that was important to take. So we're going to look tomorrow at houses. Anyway, there aren't a bunch of houses for us to look at. The market is slowing down. People aren't listing right now, so not very much in our parameters, and I just keep praying for us. Hey, I wanted to ask you guys, please, if you guys are still watching, who's still here? Are you still subscribed to my channel? Because I mean, I don't know. I honestly haven't looked at my channel in a little while either, so there may even be comments I haven't answered, and if that's the case, I'm sorry, and I'll go answer them after this video. But tell me who's still here. Are you still with me? I mean, there will be a time when I will start making content again with my regular schedule, which used to be 3 videos a week, and I will get that back going. That is my plan, and that is my intention. And just what right now, sometimes, like in this RV, it is really hard to just find the time and space to make a video that's like separate, where it's not going to be super noisy. Like I said, I've just been in flux emotionally, so sometimes I'm just really down, and then sometimes I'm okay again. It just varies so much from day to day, and I'm just taking everything kind of one day at a time, and just really trying to support myself through this, and trying really hard to have self-compassion, which sometimes is like when you're in that sort of struggle space and you have a lot of adrenaline and stress going, it can be harder and harder to have compassion. So I start having those thoughts about myself, about let's just say non-compassionate thoughts about myself, and like I get very self-critical, and it's not a good place to go, but it's kind of like an automatic place that my brain will go. So trying to love myself through that, like Matt Kahn says, to just try to keep my hand on my heart and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, and it's okay that you're feeling this way. and I love you anyway, and just keep supporting myself through that, because I know that that's really important to do. It's really important to get my breath and to just be in my breath and to focus on my breath and to breathe again. So kind of just sticking with the basics. And the weather's changed, so I've been like really into soups lately, just to go right into food. I've been really into soup lately, and I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I posted that I bought this, went to the farmer's market a few weeks ago, and they said it was like the end of season for okra. Now I've been watching the farmer's market like the whole summer that we've been here, but we didn't manage to go because it's like you have to get there early in the morning, and our routine is very specific, and it's really hard for us to kind of go out into the world early in the morning, just because it's like you want to do your lemon water, you want to do your celery juice, and my son wakes up later, and even if my husband and I kind of got everything done and we had our smoothie and we were ready to go, like my son takes a little while. And yes, I can wake him up, but it still takes him a while to ease into his day. That's just the kind of person he is. He likes to ease. I also like to ease into my day. So it's like I may be awake, but I'm not ready to do the outside the house things yet, until we usually like 1:30 is a good time for us to be like, okay, now we've had lunch, and then after lunch, so that's a good time. But the farmer's market waits for no one. So I've been watching the okra all summer, wanting okra so bad, because living in the Pacific Northwest for 15 years, I couldn't get some okra. So hard to find organic okra. Like I almost never found it. Like maybe once or twice in all of 15 years I was able to find it. But it's a southern crop. It grows in the more humid, hotter parts of the country. It doesn't grow up there, so it's harder to get up there. And if you're not so familiar with that as a food, it's not probably going to be something that appeals a lot. It's not like, mangoes or something where it's like, it doesn't matter where you live, you want some mangoes. Okra's kind of specialized, but I love okra. So I'm watching the okra, and they were like, it's last call for okra. We get to the farmer's market at an early time. We get there. They have like 6 pints of okra, and I'm like, oh, and I'm dumping it into a bag. I'm like, I'm going to buy all this. They're like, oh, she started just talking about it, the farmer offhand, like, oh, we've got this crate. And I was like, oh, you have a whole crate back there? I was like, I'll have that. Can I buy the whole crate? And she's like, what? You want the whole crate? I'm like, yes, I do. She's like, are you sure? Because that's a lot of okra. And I'm like, I want it. I bought 40 pounds of okra, you guys. I know you're thinking you're a loony bin. I did about 40 pounds of okra. It's in my mother-in-law's freezer. I had to chop it up. The only time I regretted buying it is when I had to chop it up to put it in freezer bags to put it in her freezer, because I was tired. It was a lot of work, but I did it. I got it. At the end, I was like, I'm not chopping these. And I just put the whole okra in the bags, and the rest of it I've just bagged up, but it's all in her freezer. And because of that, I've been putting okra in everything. So I'll make a pot of curry for my family, which they love. I'll make a big pot of curry. I don't put the okra in it when I make it, because my son's not going to eat okra. He won't even try it. And I'm not going to try to make him. I get it. Like, okra is you either like it or you don't. You can't, there's not really an in-between with okra, So I'm not going to sneak it in or anything, because he's a texture guy too, so I don't think he would appreciate that. So I make a big pot of curry or a big pot of soup or something that I know they do like, and they'll have that or whatever. And then when I make my batch, like when I spoon out my bowl, I add a bunch of okra to it. And I have been putting okra in everything. I'll make a soup, and then I'll be like, this needs okra, and I'll add okra to it. I put okra in the curry. To me, it's really good, because I love okra. But anyway, I'm just excited. I'm all about, like, when it's in season, get it. Like, get it and get it and get it and get it and eat as much of it as you can, because it's going to go out of season. Like with the watermelon summer, I was eating watermelons all summer. When there's asparagus, when they ever have organic asparagus at Costco, I buy it and juice it like crazy. Like every day I have asparagus juice. And they have not gotten organic asparagus at the Costco's here. There are 2 Costco's here that are within range of us, and neither of them have gotten it, which I don't understand, because the one in Wisconsin, which is farther away from Mexico where the asparagus came from, much farther away than here, they had it. So what's up? And then when they had melons. Now we thought melon season was over because the last time my husband got to Costco, there were no melons left and I knew it was coming. But guess what he found today? Yes! He said they were in a lone box all by themselves. It was just these two, because otherwise he would have bought like 6 or 8 of them. It was just these two. So these may be the last 2 cantaloupes we will find of the season, because a week ago there were none. But he found 2 of them. It was like a gift from heaven. So I'm really excited about that, because oh my gosh, their cantaloupe has been so good. I hate when melon season ends. I like apples and all, but not as much. But apples are so good for the liver, so it's time to start. Time to get all up in those apples. Okay, anyway, so that's, I know I usually talk about my food in a more specific way, but yeah, okra. I've been trying really hard to get a pound of greens in a day. That's been like a goal. So here's what I've been eating since now melon season's over. Lemon water in the morning, celery juice half hour after that, of course. Half hour after that used to be my melons, but now it's just a heavy metal detox smoothie. Then I will have lunch, which is usually a salad, and I have been adding a tiny bit of avocado to it. I have not been fully fat-free because I have been testing whether or not my body will tolerate avocado. I know that it doesn't like other fats, but avocado seems to be okay. We'll see. And I was also doing that because I felt like I needed more calories, and I can't eat enough. Okay, so after my salad, then a little while later, I will have another smoothie, and that smoothie is, I think it's the thyroid healing smoothie from the Thyroid Healing book by Medical Medium. I do 2 bananas and I do 2 giant handfuls of spinach. I just grab 2 huge handfuls, like big, and like stuff the Vitamix full, stuff it in there. And then I fill the top of it with frozen mangoes and a couple of dates. And then I blend that up, and that's what I have. I have that like every day. It's like my favorite smoothie. I don't want anything else. It's so good. I love it. In the summer, I was having it that way, except the bananas were frozen and the mangoes were fresh. Oh, it's so good. So good that way with the fresh mangoes. Oh my gosh, it's everything. It's like a big thick pudding, really, either way. It's like a big thick pudding, and it's so yummy. And it's full of greens. And so if you count the greens from the salad and the greens from my heavy metal detox smoothie, because I do like a big hunk of cilantro, and the greens from that smoothie, I think I'm getting a pound of greens today. And then after that, later on, I'll have like a cooked dinner. So I'll have like a soup with okra. Or what I've made so many things with okra, I don't even remember it now, but anything, I'll put stuff with okra. So it'll usually involve potatoes, steamed potatoes. Lately I've been having a little bit of like baked potato rounds with just salt, and I have a barbecue sauce that I made. Sometimes I'll dip them in there, but I really just prefer them plain. I just like to eat them plain with salt. Had a little avocado on them last night. So I'll do stuff like that. Yeah, all my soups and stuff have been involving potatoes and other vegetables, cauliflower, of course. And then I'll just throw okra in there. And sometimes I'll have like a couple bananas before bed because they help you sleep. I want to start drinking teas, but here's the thing. We don't have anything to, like, we have pots, I guess, that we could boil water in with it. It's kind of complicated in the RV. Like, I only cook really in the Instant Pot and the toaster oven. Like, we have a burner that we can plug in, but we only have like one outlet over there that we have to use for everything. So, well, the toaster oven has its own outlet, but anyway, the outlets in here are weird, and some of them work and some of them don't, and it makes it more complicated. Cooking is really duh. So in order to keep it simple, so I would boil water in the Instant Pot, except we're always using the Instant Pot to cook something, so it's either full of food or dirty, and I haven't found a way to make tea a regular part of the routine yet. It was great when it was like super sunny and warm out because I could just put the tea outside and it would totally heat up and steep and be great out there. But it's not as warm now. So it's not working out that way. But it would be good because definitely as it gets colder, like chaga, yeah, we're going to put that in. And we want to put, I want to be having my red clover and thyme tea every day. And I'm not right now. And so I got to find ways to put that in. Anyway, that's enough about me. Tell me about you. Comments below. I want to hear it. I have not heard from you guys in a long time because of the fact that I haven't posted a video in a long time, and I miss you. I miss you so much. So please tell me how you're doing and how you're going, and if you're still here, and who's watching my videos right now? Who's still here? Who's with me? I miss you guys. I want to hear it. So please comment below. I hope that's enough of an update. Tell me if there's anything, if you have questions that I didn't answer, and I'll answer them in the next video, and hopefully that'll be soon. And I don't know when it'll be. I can't be for sure because I don't know when I'll have another opportunity like this. And hopefully the next time you hear from me, I'll say something like, we finally found a house, and I'll be crying, because I will. I'll be so freaking happy. I'll be crying. Yes, thank you. If you have ideas, if you have suggestions, if you have comments, if you have thoughts, comments below, tell me. I just want to hear from you in any way, shape, or form. I really do, because I miss you. I miss our communication. I'm not kidding. I know I seem like I'm just being sarcastic, but I'm really not. So, thumbs up if you like this video. I love you, my healers and health seekers. I really genuinely miss you, and I don't want to not make videos. It's just not working out right now for me to do so. So bear with me, please stay, because I'm not stopping. This is just like weird pauses right now, and while we're in this fluxy area. And if you're new to my channel, just please watch some of my old videos, because it'll kind of give you a better sense of what I'm usually about. And thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for still being here. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for your healing. Thank you. I love you. Stay curious, my healers and health seekers. I forgot to say something about subscribing. Subscribe to my channel if you want to. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell next to it to be notified when I post new videos, because I am not very consistent right now, and that is the circumstances, and I want to be, and I will be again, but for now, definitely hit notifications so you'll be notified, so that you'll know if I post again. Otherwise, there's no there's no way of telling. There's no way of telling otherwise. I mean, other than compulsively checking, which who does that? Nobody's gonna do that. So many blessings for all of you on your continued healing journey. Remember that you can heal, and I love you, and I will see you next time. Mwah! Bye-bye.